Hey, everybody. Well, it's, I believe, been almost a year since I've really been trying to make sure I post with some regularity. Oh, and I know it's a year because you see, Donovan's not built for hot weather. Donovan ain't built like his mama's people. Outside of Greenville, Mississippi, fuck that. That sounds hot. So I moved to fucking Oregon. Well, mmm. Oh, cup of ambition on ice. How many shots? Not two, not three, not four. Keep going, baby. Ambition. That cannot be stopped. For more of that, I highly recommend a channel called Tyrannicon. Look up the name Throthgar. And yeah, it's funny gameplay. The guy's a very, very good voice actor, and he's just funny. Uh, yeah. Okay, so I got off work. Let me make this fast. Just want to say, so many of the comments you guys leave, you're awesome people. You're really, really great people. I really, um, without your responses, there's stuff I just wouldn't have thought of. Um, yeah, I wish I could just rock off a bunch of names. Um, but please, if you see comments, every so often, just look some of these people up, see if they're posting videos, subscribe to other, subscribe and subscribe to other people who are supportive, lending support. Even if they disagree, at least look them up to see if they're interesting people. I mean, there's people I subscribe to, like H.A. Goodman. He and I absolutely don't agree on the most fundamental political concepts. And he is one of my countrymen. He believes in the Republic. He understands there is that which is false and there's that which is true. And I just keep hoping that if I put evidence out, I could appeal to him to abandon communism. I'm sorry, progressivism, because that's what it is. It is communism dressed up in like sweatpants. It's communism in postmodern clothes. It's the communist at your gym who seems like a nice enough guy when he's when you could work in with him on a set. Yeah. So I just want to thank you all for watching, for supporting. Oh God, it is. I'm schwitzing like a damn horse. Um, and I will probably be doing some reading, definitely doing some reading out of this. I've gotten to the stage where Alexander Dugin is defining conservatism, and it is fascinating. He's already starting to talk about Evola, Guénon, all these people, and it's great because he's already getting into. He's like, yeah, the traditionalists of that period of time. Well, they were really far more like communists than than fascists. They didn't even like fascism once it started rolling. So I'm totally fascinated, and it's actually very interesting what he posits about conservatives. This very terse definition he gives. That I'm like, okay, I should really put that out there and see if people who think they're conservative or traditional or whatever, see what they say, because this is very important, being that Alexander Dugin has changed sort of a lot about the Russian mind, him and his milieu of thinkers in Russia. And that is why now Russia is a federation that, I mean, most recently is been made kind of famous for not being a federal state, being a federation, by what's happened in the Chechen region with gays, because most likely that was efforts by the I think it's called, was it HRC, Human Rights Campaign. They call it the Human Rights Campaign. If you look them up on Twitter, they're the first people who will have a story out. Oh, gays suppressed in Russia. They'll have this story first. It'll be AP, and then they'll have it. And it's because they too are one of these various international foundations. And as somebody like Dugan would argue, it's just the West. It's just postmodernists of the West who are liberals. And what they want, what they call human rights, is you should be able to live in a country and have no other that you're allowed to not just hate and have a problem with the way your neighbors behave, have a problem with society. It's not that you have the right to be left alone. No. Your neighbors have to tolerate almost any fucking thing you do, as long as it has become very popular among the intelligentsia and the literati, the illuminated, the educated. It's that, that they're the ones who should be telling everybody else how to live down to minute details. And that's what liberalism is. And that's what we're seeing it is. I mean, like Antifa, the whole Antifa thing is really showing that, has completely exposed this, that without the professorial caste, without the scam of the public university system, the way it is now, not at another time when it was really where mostly white men went to train in the high sciences. No, now it's California is one of the best. I was totally fooled by this. You graduate with a B from a California high school, a B average. There's somewhere in the California system, university system, there is a seat waiting for you because they want A and B students. Well, the thing is, though, if you grew up in California and you have gone to public high school, they're notorious for lowering standards. They're notorious for really having incompetent, stupid high school teachers. People who just don't teach. They just don't teach the curriculum. They just bring up some subject they want to bring up. Yvette Falarca is very normal in Californian schools. When I was there, when I was at Raoul Traditional High School, it was chock full of communist retread losers. And there was one person there who was actually a lesbian, and I could tell she was furious. And then there was the Spanish and French teacher and Portuguese teacher who was from Hawaii. And she hated it. She hated being at that fucking place because she was dealing with so many losers that would just grandstand, and they were losers. And there's this one guy in particular, Medrano. That guy was a fucking asshole. That guy was one of those Latin bigots who was always up people's ass because they're like, oh, you're loosely descended from Spaniards at some point, but no speak español, and then acting like a dick about it. And he was just such a fucking mecha, La Raza fucking garbage ass bastard who should have never been allowed to teach ever. And there's a number of people like that there, and other people who it's like, your accent is too thick to teach this subject. You know the subject. Nobody can understand what you're saying. All the girls, all the Chinese chicks who are in honors and AP classes are looking at each other and translating what you're saying into Cantonese because your English is that shit. That was it Miss Khan? Yeah. Some old ass fucking Pakistani bitch. Yeah. And so this is just one of these things that I have been thinking about, and I want to thank you guys because it really wouldn't be worth it. I love now being able to brag to people, oh, I'm one of those people that they're trying to shut down the internet. That whole effort to shut down the internet. Yeah, I'm one of those guys who's the reason why. I love kind of bragging about that, and I love that. There's also people who I really am thinking that now and then there's somebody who looks at me at work and it's that fuck that guy look that I'm just like, why are you looking at me like you know me in a bad way. And I'm like, oh, maybe you hate my fucking channel. Yes. Yeah, I bet you do. And there's probably a reason, because it hurts your feelings. And it's because all the stuff I'm talking about, I didn't think this at one time. This isn't my material. I've been getting most of this from other people. And then I would crunch it, and it would hurt my feelings. And I would say, why is this hurting my feelings? And then I'd bring it up. Why does this hurt so bad to hear this? And so then, and now this, I mean, I'm completely liberated from the emotional ties to comfortable ideas like socialism, progressivism, diversity, feminism, just praising women. I have a child, and let me now tell you something that you haven't yet praised me for having given birth. Did I tell you I have a child? I am a mother. And then they pause. And you're like, and why are you speaking to me? And so that, yeah. As a mother, let me tell you, oh, really? I'm sure it's great. And that's great insight. It's wonderful. I'm no longer fooled by a lot of stuff. It no longer has a hold quite on my heart the same way. Now I'm using my mind more clearly. Now that I'm like, oh, that wasn't a mean thing to think. That was a very true thing to think. And now I must understand truth is a burning flame. You have to sometimes warm people up to such things. And that's another part of why I like so many of you commenting and especially the stuff that I'm like, no, somebody's going to take the piss out of me for this. And no, you guys still lend the support. And I've got to tell you, it's like, yeah, talk about my mom, my dad, somebody could go real good and hard on me about it, but you don't, because you're good people, and because you understand the point I'm trying to make is it hurts to say it, it hurts to know it, but I mean, I've got to put it out there, or else when I die, I can't. What am I going to do? If I die tomorrow, I died being somebody who kept their fucking mouth shut. No. I died just shining people on. No, that's not good. That's not the way. Thank you all. So I'll probably be posting a bit more in a couple days. It might be a day or two. There was something from the book by the guy from Stratfor about Turkey and Russia, and I fucked up the audio, and I totally promised I would recover it again. But then I found, I'm like, wait. Let me go to the beginning of the chapter and see what else I've marked in the book. Because anytime I have a book, let me show you, I make sure green, definitive, silver, then some points are pure gold, and then there's note in red. And so it's, yeah, and then there's stuff like when it's very, very quotable, or if it was a big buildup that I'll actually write in the margins what, this paragraph fundamentally is building up to this, or this argument, this is the first or second part of this argument. I don't know if that's, there's some part of me that's thinking, I bet there's a name for all that, but I'm not that. I'm kind of smart, I'm kind of bright, not really one of the smart guys, just kind of bright. So thanks for watching, you smart asses. Shadilay, motherfuckers. And enjoy the weather.